Good afternoon, my lovelies. What it do, what it do, what it do. This is Jackove coming straight from that Spiker Star, aka the Messenger, aka the Virgo Goddess, aka the Daughters of Zion, aka that Topaz Gem Sapphire. Hey, listen, always have a message for you, but it's up to you to discern what Ms. Jackove is trying to say. Remember, I'm just outside looking into your world, seeing things that you just don't see. But dig this, the name of this is called Quantum Physics is not your soul. It's not your soul. We're going to get into this thing that I saw down my timeline, this post that I saw down my timeline today on Facebook, okay? It says, saying quantum physics proves spirituality only proves a lack of metaphysics. I will help the collective consciousness stop saying ridiculous things like that. My mission isn't a small one, okay? So it's a lot of false doctrines out here created by a lot of the demons and workers of Lucifer, okay? Workers of the adversary with this new age quantum physics and all this other mess talking about it's your soul and it's your spirituality and just a whole bunch of foolishness, right? So we're going to get into what is exactly quantum physics. Quantum physics or quantum entanglement is a scientific theory that describes behavior of matter and energy at the most fundamental matter, dealing with atoms, subatomic particles, quantum scale, wave particles, duality, quantum entanglement, and probabilistic nature. Okay, so that would consist of quantum physics. So basically, it's a scientific theory. Okay, and let me just say this with the scientists. Okay, this planet is limitless. Okay, you know what limitless means? Endless. Okay, it's endless. There are certain things that scientists can't get a hold of because they only allowed to reach but so far. Okay, they're only allowed to reach but so far. But this planet is limitless. Okay, limitless. And when you get down to this quantum physics, okay, it has something to do with the physical body maybe, and also technology, because remember, you got all these AI robotics from Elon Musk and China and all that, right? So you got all these AI bots, all right? They operate off of quantum physics, okay? But when it comes down to your soul, quantum physics is not your soul, okay? Genesis 1:26 says, let us make mankind in our image and our likeness. It don't say anything about no quantum physics or anything like that. Okay? So that is a false doctrine from the devil. Okay? And Lucifer and his little minions running around here teaching these things that quantum physics, okay, is spirituality, and quantum physics is your soul. It is not your soul. Okay, your soul is a different compartment. This right here is the physical form. Okay, you shed off this physical body right here, then that's when you have your soul. Okay, which is a whole new body and a whole new you, and it's not operating off no quantum physics. Okay, or no energy. Okay, and all this other new age stuff. That's just like what they call that sage and all this other stuff that they got going on, okay? Listen, it's time that we wake up from the delusion. And the biggest delusion, the biggest thing the biggest drug the devil sells everybody is deception and delusion. People will believe a delusion, okay, rather than to believe the truth. They will believe the lie. Everybody flocks over to the lie, okay, than the truth. The truth, they don't want to know the truth. They would rather worship and believe the lie and continue that lie on until they fall into their ditch, okay? But yeah, I'm about to get on out of here. Quantum physics is not your soul. God made it clear in Genesis 1:26 when he said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness. He wasn't talking about these physical bodies right here. He was talking about the soul. okay, which is a total different godly body. It's a godly body. Okay, it's a different type of a body than this physical form right here. This physical form right here ain't it, okay? Okay, because this is flesh, okay? But quantum physics and all this stuff, the scientific theories and all that, don't have anything to do with your soul. It doesn't have anything to do with what God created, okay? And let me just say this before I break on out of here. Scientists, right? Scientists only collected between up and down. They only collected 5 layers. Okay, it's more than 5 layers, but they only could reach up to 5 layers. Okay, 5 layers going up in the atmosphere and 5 layers going down below sea level. Okay, that's it. That's all. Okay, because let me just say this physical body right here, the further and further it travels away from its component, which is air, and oxygen, which is air, it loses its density. Okay, so scientists only allowed the reach but so far, so they don't know everything. Okay, but this quantum physics, okay, has something to do with this 5G technology and these AI robots and all this extra stuff. You know, when you go get a motel room or whatever, and you got the key and you tap the key onto the thing, okay, that's what that is. Radio waves and radio frequency and all that. All right, that's what that quantum physics has something to do with. It does not have anything to do with your soul. It is not your soul and it's not your spirituality, okay? It's something to do with the physical, okay? Anywho, I'm about to get on out of here. This is Miss Yaakov, the daughters of Zion, that topaz gem sapphire, that spiker star, the brightest star of the constellation. Looking into your world, see things that you just don't see. Hey, listen, stop believing in fairy tales. Seek truth for your own, okay? Or on your own. Seek truth on your own. Don't believe in the fairy tales that the devil is teaching, because it's a lot of false doctrines out here and it's leading people into a ditch, okay? Anywho, I'm about to get out of here. Looking into your world, see things that you just don't see. I'm going.